Today we've got another reveal of the iPhone 15 Pro Max on top of more spec confirmations ahead of Tuesday's launch, but let me know in the comments who out there is excited for the iPhone 15, and don't forget to hit subscribe to stay up to date with the latest tech. So first of all, we've got a leaked photo of the iPhone 15 Pro Max packaging showing 2TB of capacity, and while many jumped on this to use as confirmation of 2TB iPhone 15s, it is actually fake. There's incorrect spacing used on the packaging, and the ID on the packaging is actually for the iPhone 13 Pro Max, so this is simply just someone's Photoshop. Now next up, we've got a tweet from Ice Universe, and he says that the iPhone 15 series is going to bring some heavy camera functions, and according to a TrendForce report, the camera is going to be the main star of the show at Tuesday's launch. Now the standard iPhone 15s are going to be equipped with a stacked camera sensor from Sony, and then of course the iPhone 15 Pro Max is going to feature the first periscope lens in an iPhone capable of 5x optical zoom. And a great way to protect your new iPhone's camera as well as the rest of the phone is by using today's video sponsor, the Mayfino Rainbow Case. It's available for the iPhone 12 series all the way up to the new iPhone 15, and it comes in a choice of magnetic or non-magnetic, along with their rainbow lens protector that not only adds a cool rainbow effect to your lens rings, but it of course protects your cameras from any drops or falls. The case adds a lot of protection with a tough aviation aluminium frame, raised lips in front of the display and the cameras, and the rainbow effect is going to change color under different lighting and angles. If you get the magnetic version, you can also still enjoy all of your favorite MagSafe chargers and accessories while adding protection and style to your phone. And of course, the link for the Mayfino rainbow cases and lens protectors are down in the description below, so go ahead and check them out now. Now next up, we've got more dummy models leaked by Mukul Sharma on Twitter, giving us a good look at the standard iPhone 15s as well as the Pros. Now while these are dummy models, they give you a good look at what you can expect in terms of the design and the color, and I've also got this dummy model here of the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and we can be certain that this is the final design as it was provided by a case manufacturer that used them to make their cases. Now the main difference in terms of the design is the new titanium frame, and the edges are still flat, but they're more curved at each end to help with the holding comfort. The phone's overall size is similar, but the iPhone 15 Pro Max is ever so slightly smaller. The volume buttons are also slightly smaller with a slightly different shape, and of course we don't have a mute switch anymore, and it's been changed for this new action button. But one of the biggest changes is of course the switch to USB Type-C on top of all of the improved hardware that we've got inside. Now unfortunately, we've had plenty of news about price hikes on the iPhone 15, and this is reportedly also going to be on accessories. According to Majinboo on Twitter, Apple are ditching the premium leather cases in favor of a new fine woven material, and this could be priced at around $109. With the A17 chipset, Wi-Fi 6E and 8GB of RAM though, the iPhone 15 Pro models are a great upgrade to the series, and for those of you excited, we're now going to run through the full specs, design and the pricing of each model to help you guys decide which one is best for you. For my regular viewers, you guys have seen this, so just skip to the next video, but if you're new here, then hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. So first up, we've got the standard iPhone 15. With the standard iPhone 15, we get a 6.1-inch 60Hz OLED display. It's got a resolution of 2532 by 1170, and it's protected by ceramic shield. We get the new dynamic island, which covers up the 12-megapixel selfie camera and the Face ID sensors, and then on the rear we've got a 12-megapixel primary camera with a 12-megapixel ultra-wide. It's powered by the A16 Bionic chipset, and it comes with 6GB of RAM and up to 512GB of storage. It's got a 3300 mAh battery with 30W fast charging, and it's going to come with 5G, Bluetooth 5.3 and Wi-Fi 6E. Now of course it's going to ship with iOS 17, and it's expected to launch from around $850 on the 12th of September. Next up, we've got the iPhone 15 Plus. With the iPhone 15 Plus, we get a 6.7-inch 60Hz OLED display. It's got a resolution of 2778 by 1284, and it's protected by ceramic shield. We get the new dynamic island, which covers up the 12-megapixel selfie camera and the Face ID sensors. Then on the rear, we've got a 12-megapixel primary camera and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide. It's powered up by the A16 Bionic chipset and comes with 6GB of RAM and up to 512GB storage. It's powered up by a 4300 mAh battery with 30W fast charging, and it's going to come with 5G, Bluetooth 5.3 and Wi-Fi 6E. It will of course ship with iOS 17, and it's expected to launch from around $950 on the 12th of September. Next, we've got the iPhone 15 Pro with a 6.1-inch 120Hz OLED display. It's got a resolution of 2556 by 1179, and again, it's protected by ceramic shield. We get the new dynamic island, which covers up the 12-megapixel selfie camera and the Face ID sensor. And then on the rear, we get a 48-megapixel primary camera, a 12-megapixel ultrawide, and a 12-megapixel telephoto with 3x optical zoom. It's powered up by the new A17 Bionic chipset, and it comes with 8GB of RAM and up to 1TB of storage. We've also got a 3,300 mAh battery, and while the fast charging is unknown at the moment, we do expect improvement thanks to the USB Type-C ports. Now it comes with 5G, Bluetooth 5.3 and Wi-Fi 6E, and it will of course ship with iOS 17, and it's expected to launch from $1,100. Now finally, we saved the best to last, and it's the iPhone 15 Pro Max. With the iPhone 15 Pro Max, we get a 6.7-inch 120Hz OLED display. It's got a resolution of 2796 by 1290, and of course protected by ceramic shield. We get the dynamic island to cover the 12-megapixel selfie camera and the Face ID sensor. And then on the rear, we get a 48-megapixel primary camera, 12-megapixel ultrawide, and a 12-megapixel periscope camera with 5x optical zoom. It's powered up by the A17 Bionic chipset and comes with 8GB of RAM and up to 1TB of storage. And it's also powered up by a 4,323 mAh battery. And again, we don't know the fast charging speeds, but because of USB-C, we do expect it to be higher. It comes with 5G, Bluetooth 5.3 and Wi-Fi 6E, and again it's going to ship with iOS 17, and it's expected to launch from $1,200. So the iPhone 15 series has minor design changes to last year's model, but with some decent upgrades in the hardware. The switch to USB-C is also great news, as we can now pretty much have one charger for all of our electronics and not have to carry around a separate lightning cable. But given its similarities to the predecessor, it's probably not going to make anyone with an iPhone 14 rush for an upgrade, but for anyone with an older iPhone or looking to get their first iPhone, it's going to be a great choice. Of course, launch is set for Tuesday, so it's not going to be too long until Apple reveal everything themselves, and if anything comes in the meantime, I'm going to be sharing it straight away, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing in the future.